Alright, so for today I'm shooting for interiors and gonna give you 5 practical tips on how to shoot architectural interiors. Here we go. So tip number 1 is ask for 3D renders. The 3D renders will guide you on how the client would want you to shoot the space, and also act kind of like a shoot list of sorts. So that way you don't miss anything, and yeah. For this shoot, I'm using the EOS R, Canon's newest mirrorless camera. I'm using also the Canon's 24 tilt shift. I'm speaking softly because it's an actual resident, so I don't want to make too much of a noise. So I know I said that you should use the renders as reference, but then sometimes the renders are shot in a wide angle lens, so they're too wide. So, which brings me to my next tip. Don't go too wide. I wouldn't go wider than a 24 just because sometimes wide angles misrepresent a space as being too spacious. Sometimes you wouldn't want that. You want to be as faithful as possible to the space. So I'm also shooting with my 5D Mark IV with a 50mm 1.2. This is my details camera. I shoot details with it. The EOS R shoots the wide angle shots. But tip number 3 is shoot the space in reference to another space. That way you get a feel of how the space was designed, and also you feel like you're inside the actual space, or using a certain space as a foreground to the actual space that you're shooting. Just like this. So after I shoot the wide angles, I shoot the details. I shoot a lot of details. I think the character of the space is in the details, so I take lots of details. So I like working with interior designers because they actually think about how to light a certain room or a certain space. They measure the light, the output of the light. They know where to actually place the light. They know where the natural light's coming from. And so they put that together to make the space, to design the space. And so just like when I'm working with interior designers, I just make sure to turn on the lights because that's how they intended the space to look like. There are times that I turn off the lights just because I want to show a certain character, like sunlight coming through the window or coming through a certain area. But most of the time, I just make sure to turn on the lights. So like I said, just keep the artificial lights on, so because it was designed that way, and according to the interior designer, we wanted to have a hotel feel for the space. So leaving the lights on will give that hotel kind of feel. So there are some things that are very hard to remove in Photoshop. That's why it's important to be detail-oriented, that you remove them physically during the shoot instead of after in Photoshop, just so you saves you time and money. Pro tip for you. Tip number 5 is to just avoid clutter. Clutter means does not necessarily add to the character of the space, just like candles, reed diffusers, personal items. Sometimes for seasonal decor like Christmas trees, Christmas decor, Halloween decor, just like this. This space actually doesn't have any sort of clutter because it's very put together and styled. Alin? Yung buong Christmas tree? 200,000 peso. So just try to remove those, of course with the permission of the designer or the homeowner. Don't do it on your own. Okay, so bonus tip is to shoot a lot of details, especially for projects like this that are very luxurious and have a lot of luxury items. So it's good to feature those in your photos. Some of the furniture, artwork, decor, just shoot a lot of those, because those are really, some of them are aspirational for other potential clients or your client, for the interior designer. So there. So like I said, be mindful of details. For this particular bed, this heart pillow is not center, so I'm just gonna move it here just to center it, just to give it a symmetrical feel, which is also mirrored on the other bed. It's kind of askew, so move it just a little bit, just to save me time for when I'm doing the post-processing. Here's the before. And here's the after shot when I move the pillow. I know sometimes you can't really tell, but some clients can tell. So it's important that you do it in camera instead of Photoshop. And that's it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you learned a thing or two about interiors photography, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!